welcome to Disco Elysium. This game is basically an RPG role-playing game about all the different parts of your brain and all that crap.
What's this?
See, look,
We're getting reports of normal, reasonable, temperate, political opinions somewhere in Martinez.
So right now my empathy is telling me this. This is a very strange game, so it's not supposed to make a lot of sense, but it does, so just enjoy with the weird stuff that's gonna happen.
Of course, a radical centrist. In these bright and loud times, where 1,000 frequencies drown one another out, sober thinking is a radical act.
It's been very interesting so far, because my empathy is like, hey, we're not empathetic, are we? And basically your brain's it just don't focus on it too much.
It's time to become a citizen of the Kingdom of Conscience. I knew we could trust you. Remember, real democracy is just around the corner for Revachol. When that real democracy kicks in, we are all...
Okay.
The luxury of fine things.
No,
just look at those black monk straps. After spending an entire day hustling, who's to say that you didn't deserve a pair of ridiculously expensive shoes on your tired feet?
There's a scene with it would actually get rid of my shoes.
Let's hope no one saw you wearing these outrageously expensive and ultra-liberal shoes.
Why?
This door is made of metal and appears to be reinforced. Number 28. This is where the cleaning lady said the smoker on the balcony lives. No one answers.
Looks like the young man we are looking for isn't home. I think our best chance to catch him is in... We should return tomorrow after we have finished with our day's work. The smoker on the balcony. This is...
Suddenly.
Tomorrow, 9...
No one answers.
We should
A lot. takes a while to load some places in this game. I don't know if I can call it a game. It's a mad It's a mad tap into someone's brain, I'm sure. That's what this game is. Someone got too tired. They just wrote all their thoughts out to a script. Interesting. Listen to disco Elysium.
Give me a moment. I'm no. It's fairly.
And all she gets, too.
All right. What shall I go next, like?
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
So.
It's quite straightforward. Someone is using Terminal B to smuggle raw ingredients from the Samaran Isola into Revachol with the Union's blessing. Wild Pines has suspected it for years.
Ingredients for what, ma'am?
Meth and dextroamphetamine, GBL and various synthetic psychedelics. Honestly, it might be quicker to say what you can't make from the stuff.
Shit, yeah, baby. It's the party pipeline. Why would you want to shut that down?
I assure you, officer, these are not the sort of parties you'd want to attend.
She has no idea what kind of parties you've been to.
Yes. After they clear the terminal, we lose track. The actual production is taking place at various sites in and around Jamrock Quarter, north of here.
I mentioned this game a little.
Wild Pine seems to be well apprised of the local drug trade, ma'am. Do you mean to say the Union also produces the product? Sells drugs, I mean?
We're in logistics. It's our business to know. And no. As far as the company knows, the Union does not produce it. They transport the ingredients for a cut. Yes, but you won't get anything out of Evrart and the Dockworkers Union. Still, every chain has its weak link. Unlikely, officer. I'm talking about the lorries. Once the ingredients reach Jamrock, they're distributed to a network of local manufacturers, well beyond our grasp. Perhaps you...
Don't care.
I'll be explicit. If you find this driver, I will share company secrets with you.
Oh. Okay.
Excellent. According to my reports,
there
are at least 3 lorry drivers lingering near the roundabout. Hopefully one of them will know something. It may come to nothing, or it may just blow the case wide open. In the meantime, let...
This person's interesting right here.
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire my mural? Oh, not only have you found my address, you've discovered my biggest secret. I'm a coal miner. Yes, I keep hoping a shaft will collapse on me, but somehow it never happens.
Stuff.
Does anyone in a city...
If there's pain about any particular home she's lost, she's buried it deep, fortified herself against it.
It doesn't have to do anything at all. Nothing does. Like me. Right now, I'm doing nothing at all. Shoot, Piggy. It's what you do, isn't it?
Oh, jeez. That's right. One to suggestions, one off my halfway. Go for it. Oh, hell yes. That looks cool. I'm not sure why I got it. But that's so okay. Not her. I go redo this part. Something weird happened and I lost progress basically. To close the door because you look at it suspiciously. I honestly can't remember where I'm supposed to be going. Did I just come out of this building? It's very easy to get turned around in this game. Womp 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 womp. I'm eating my oatmeal cream pie. He said cream pie. He said cream pie. Whoa, damn it. Crap. I'm sorry. I don't need to go back in this building. Yeah, I'm not surprised no one's watching this. He's just babbling to himself about applesauce. He's just babbling to himself about applesauce. When the raid loads before the map. What is this? I lost my train. Wasteland 3? Crazy child right there. Maybe get a map in here finally. The map. Yep, this will give me that. The map. The suction cups. They sing in the night. They sing symphony. It's so dope. So tough. Shit. And then sweep. And the swept. Suns. Swing. Alright. Who are you? What do you have to say?
Hello again, esteemed officer. And welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People.
No.
Cursed? Who said that? Annette? I will have a word with her. This place is not cursed. It has a robustly magnetic energy. Good
Okay.
for commercial activity. My business is thriving.
Doesn't feel like it's thriving. Feels ghostly.
Goodness, you were already doing good, browsing the shelves. Why'd you stop? Don't you feel compelled? Go, go. Get back there. The books await you.
Okay.
She smiles and nods.
Okay, you're scaring me there.
The display rack is brimming with worn paperbacks featuring an extremely muscular, sword-wielding barbarian on the cover. Nearly all the titles contain the word Hyundai somewhere.
It is a bestseller for a reason.
You've acquired an interactable item. Investigate this item further by going to the Interact tab in your inventory.
Okay, random tutorial A that pops up every time I need help with something random.
The edges of the pages are worn and smudged. A lot of people have read about the Devil Woman's altercations with the Hyundai Man. The jacket copy proclaims, "Man from Hyundai returns in his most exciting adventure yet. After crashing into a strange jungle, cannibalistic natives abduct his only surviving comrade, Noble Terribold. Before Man from Hyundai can mount a rescue, he is ambushed by a tribe of female warriors and taken to the ancient citadel of Cloud City, where a mysterious and wicked queen rules supreme. Will Man from Hyundai be able to escape his dire situation and find his missing friend?" You open the book to a random page. Man from Hyundai, wielding his two Zweihanders, is carving through a sea of savages, his visage fixed in grim determination. His arms whirling like windmills are soaked with the blood of his enemies. Man, you flip to the copyright page. This book was written in '38. Berserker rage burns in his azure-hued eyes as he brings glory and honor to his long-lost Hyundala tribe from the village of Hyundal. The ivory giant roars like an ice bear, and the winds of Gatla howl out his name. Man from Heimdall rides on a gilded griffin, his golden mane billowing in the breeze. Both Zweihanders sheathed on his back. He is off to war. Will he conquer his enemies? Will he conquer himself?
Zweihander's a type of sword.
The steel muscles of man from Heimdall gleam in the humid jungle air. Yet the man does not sweat. In meditation, his soul drifts in the frigid Northlands he calls home.
I played a lot of Final Fantasies, I just forgot.
A passage reads, "The man from Heimdall looks up, his eyes blue as the mountain lakes of his homeland. He rarely speaks, but now his voice booms in the darkened throne room. Do not try to sap my masculine essence, wicked temptress. Son of Heimdall will never succumb to your seductive wiles.
Okay.
Thine spells are no match for purity and strength of will. Brothers of Heimdall, stand above the vices of flesh, for it is weak and corruptible, yet mine is forged in gore and strife." Queen Lydiana just laughs, a sultry and salacious sound, then says, "I have grand plans for you, man from Heimdall." She gestures her diabolical hand toward an array of potions and unguents. "First, you shall please me. Then lead my armies against the vicious cannibals. Not a muscle moves in the face of the man from Heimdall. Yet inside, what do you even know about literature? Have you ever read a book in your life? This is not just another book. It's man from Heimdall, and it's done with you."
Okay. Okay.
The display rack is brimming with worn paperbacks.
Oh yes, certainly. Another...
I must know what the other one says. That was too weird.
The cover of this tattered paperback features the man from Heimdall, standing atop a pile of bloody corpses. His two Zweihanders are crossed over his massive chest in a dramatic X, their blades dripping with gore.
Yeah, they're like sharp edges.
Behind him rise the harsh, snow-capped peaks of his native Northlands.
Sure
in bold red letters, the title, Heimdaller Man, the man from Heimdall, unfurls like a banner. In the foreground, a nearly nude woman lies spread in supplication, her privates strategically covered by her flowing black hair.
Fantasy.
The story opens in media res. The man from Heimdall and his band of northern reavers are in the bowels of an ancient temple, surrounded by an army of gibbering whites, led by the deathless necromancer. One by one, the brave Northmen fall to the relentless crush of undead, only to join their number as reanimated corpses. By nightfall, only the man from Heimdall and his blood brother, noble Tyribald, are left standing against the dead horde. "It is an honor to die by your side, brother," Tyribald cries, as his battle axe beheads one of their reanimated comrades. "9, Tyribald," the man from Heimdall bellows over the army of flesh and bone. "Have courage for the Northlands, for Heimdall." He leaps to the mezzanine to face the black-eyed figure, and like a mad ice bear, whirling twin Zweihanders, Sturm and Dran, and with deadly finesse, his twin blades scissor the necromancer's head from its body. The undead legions collapse like ragdolls as the dark magic leaves them, and the two Northmen stand alone in their cursed temple, where the body... A few chapters later, the man from Heimdall and Tyribald are in a completely different setting, high above an arid desert, riding a pair of griffins that always seem to appear at narratively convenient moments. The Northmen find themselves in the court of a powerful southern king, Lord Hrothgar. The old king beseeches the man from Heimdall to rid his kingdom of the Nachtherra, a subterranean clan of blind wizards who traded their souls for demonic powers. The man from Heimdall extracts a high price from the desperate king. He asks land for the homeless desert pygmies living exiled in the kingdom's borderlands. Hrothgar offers the hand of his eldest daughter instead, but the Son of Winter does not budge. What do you mean? Because the flame of justice burns bright within his chest. Because, above all, he's driven to bring honor to the name of his beloved Heimdall. Because you skip past a section detailing an elaborate banquet with many toasts, as well as the long and perilous journey from Hrothgar's keep to the ancient forest of Yesdor, where our heroes infiltrate the Nacht. In the center of the Great Hall stands a blood altar on which a pair of Nectera are disemboweling a shrieking peasant, an unholy rite that empowers. As the vile ceremony ends, the sound of steel unsheathing draws the Nectera's attention. Swiftly, the visitors toss off their cloaks and unsheathe glimmering northern steel. It's the man from Heimdall and his valiant blood brother, Tyribald. In an instant, the Nectera summon a horde of gibbering orcanoids who rush our heroes. The hall fills with the clang of blades and the screams of the dying as the floor goes slick with steaming orcanoid viscera.
Ooh.
When the din of battle settles, only the man from Heimdall and Tyribald remain standing. Exhausted and dripping with the entrails of their foes, the two Northmen confront the foul Nectera. The man from Heimdall's soda-like blue eyes filled with indescribable fury. For the Northlands, he cries, rushing headlong into a desperate melee. He probably is, but you can't be sure, because this one ends in a cliffhanger and a footnote saying, to be continued in Heimdallaman at the gates of tomorrow.
I wonder if it actually arrives.
Considering the sheer amount of different Heimdallaman books out there, it's very unlikely you're ever gonna find the sequel. The man from Heimdall stares at you on the cover. The back blurb reads, his latest adventure serves as the perfect introduction to the savage Heimdall saga. Meet man from Heimdall, his faithful blood brother Tyribald, the noble Lord Hrothgar, and some of their most fearsome foes yet. For the Northlands, for Heimdall. Below, in smaller font, you see the parenthetical, adapted from Man from Heimdall and the Necromancer's Treasure. Man from Heimdall, Lord of Hrothgar, and...
Alright, got it. Heimdall man likes to be savage. Apparently.
A small mountain of colorful board game boxes. There are numerous types of games for all ages. A lot of shelf space seems to be taken up by Wirral-related merchandise.
If you say so, but you better stay away from those immoral occult rituals.
No.
Large letters on the front form a title, Wirral. The colorful box is illustrated with bucolic vistas. The cover art also features text underneath the title in smaller typeface reads, 3rd edition, Mega Setting Supplements module. The side panel adds, a sword and sorcery adventure board game with new maps and miniatures.
The RTS inside. No. Okay.
Mysterious things rattle inside. What could they be? Dice? Plastic miniatures? A fantastical alternate world full of magic and wonder? None of that witless man from Heimdall, fascist dross, hidden behind faux realistic allegory. Wirral is no cliché-ridden apologia for colonial violence. Wirral is pure imagination. A blurb on the back reads, tired of the tedium and toil of modern life? Escape to Wirral. Leave behind Isolas and nations with their petty squabbles. Discard electricity, magnets, and boring technological widgets. Succumb to a world of high pasternal fantastique. Unleash your imagination and create an adventure of endless possibilities. Exactly. That's the spirit. All you have to do is read an intricate rulebook, study an assortment of maps, unfold the illustrated game board, and start rolling dice. In no time, you could be romping through grasslands with low-level characters, hunted by Iskala riders, or battling unspeakable monsters in endless dungeons fraught with danger and despair. You pry open the box. Inside, you find a folded-up map,
oh no, it's not
a
kind of
small
big. We
booklet,
actually read
a
the
24-sided die,
yes,
and a little plastic figurine.
Okay.
A reprint of a crude hand-drawn map. The top left corner reads, Lands of Wirral. The map features both small villages and mid-sized towns with odd names, in addition to meadows, forests, hills, lakes, and seas, also with odd names. It doesn't seem to correspond with anything you've seen thus far. It's not a very helpful map. A quick guide to the magical races of Wirral. Create your own hero, choosing. The options are in order of importance. The Welkin, the Tweog, the humans, the fairy folk, and the pygmy. The Welkin, tall, lithe, and graceful, with long flowing hair and pointy ears. They're known for being powerful magic users, but can also hold their own in a brawn-driven fight. The Welkin come with a variety of exciting sub-races. High Welkin, Forest Welkin, Lake Welkin, and Snow Welkin. But if you're not feeling experimental, a basic Welkin will always do.
Of course.
A grand race of industrious mountain people. They're short, stout, and muscular, and enjoy digging for gold and other precious minerals. They're also well versed in the art of combat, where they prefer to use axes and hammers. The Tweog also come in a few different sub-races. Hill Tweog, Shield Tweog, and Dark Tweog. They're just humans. What else is there to tell? They're average in all stats, and jacks of all trades. A very small race of flying people, known for being mischievous, full of trickery. They often lure people into their magical traps. The least popular of the Wirral races, the Pygmies, are short, rotund, and dim-witted. Pygmies live in small villages made of shoddy wooden dwellings. It's made from some sort of wood and has been decorated with peculiar plant motifs. You place the die into your pocket. You see a man in ragged clothes wearing a lopsided hat and wheel.
Huh, interesting. A communard. A communard, one of the leftist revolutionaries in the anti-centennial revolution. The figurine is not a part of the real game setting. I guess someone misplaced it during the packaging process. I have a feeling the figurines are more there to set the scene than anything else.
You pick the figurine up by the base to meet your gaze. The little plastic man, a colorful box with the title Wirral in box.
Alright then.
A small mountain of colorful board game boxes. There are numerous types of games for all ages. An endless variety of source books, lore books. There's also a large hardbound tome with intricate cover art. There's a box that says Wirral, 3rd edition. Nonsense for anemic Beano-clads.
Wonderful choice, sir. A wholesome family game.
Oh, I gotta know what that is now.
In your hands, you hold a brand new copy of the game, Suzerainty. It's snugly wrapped in a skin of plastic. The cover features a charming illustration depicting a mass of grinning laborers loading goods onto a ship. The plastic wrap rips off as easily as a bodice in a tawdry historical romance.
What?
There's a hiss as the lid slides off. Inside, you find a thick, full-color rulebook and more than a dozen pouches of various wooden components. The lieutenant looks over the rulebook before he sees something.
Holy shit. The average playing time for this game is 1 to 6 hours. I'm not sure we can afford to set aside that kind of time for a game.
What is detective work if not an elaborate game? You need logical inference, attention to detail, the ability to analyze your opponent's motives.
I do feel like my thinking has become somewhat rigid. Maybe a little diversion to keep the mind limber is just what...
See? He's doing the hard work himself. All he needed was a little nudge.
Alright, you've convinced me. How do we play? When I thrash you, I want to make sure it's by the book.
The lieutenant flips through the manual more quickly than you're able to keep up with. Then you each take your bag of tokens and counters and unfold the board between you. In the center is the crown of Revachol. Radiating outward are her colorful vessels, each one supplying some raw material desired by the suzerain. Apricots from Safre, archaeological treasures from Ilmarat, sugars from the Seminine Islands, and magenta cocaine from Supra Mawindi and Sarah Maritza. There's also a neat little log to keep track of your progress in case you need to put the game away and return to it later. The lieutenant goes first. He draws a contract card and moves several of his workers to the Safre territory of the board, and the others to the Seminine Islands.
Well, so it's an expansion. It's basically
Alright,
Risk.
your turn.
Playing. It's a weird game of Risk, it sounds like, or... Yeah. Risk and that other one where you've got your little figurines and little colored board games. Territories. I can't remember what that was called.
You have a few options available to you. Will you try to fulfill contracts right away, or rearrange your workers to maximize production on future turns? What is the very beginning of the game? Your workers haven't even done any work yet. That's more like it. You produce a handful of archaeological treasures and a smattering of other resources. Meanwhile, the lieutenant spends 2 of his sugar and 1 of his apricot tokens to complete his contract card. He is rewarded with 4 coins and...
That's a market. It's worth 2 victory points. Come on, detective. Don't be a spoiled sport.
What is that patronizing tone? Someone needs to put the lieutenant in his place.
Points are nothing. They don't exist. They're just an arbitrary convention that games use to reward or punish game designers, I imagine. There are some paranoid types who believe the moral intern keeps detailed score sheets for everyone in the Real Belt. But that's obviously nonsense. Otherwise, no. There are no points, just your actions and the consequences of those actions.
Just like there are no honor points. None whatsoever.